I have my lightsaber here. I'm going to use it to help me battle these math problems. So let's check out number 1. You've got that Jedi Armory. They have 28 boxes of lightsabers and 45 lightsabers in each box. So this would be 45 times 28. We know the standard algorithm now, so that's the way I'm going to do it. If you chose to use partial product, that is also a strategy. So 8 times 5, that's going to be 40. 8 times 4 would be 32, plus 4 would be 36. So now I cross off that 8, and that makes me happy because I am done with my ones place. Now I'm going to do 2 times 5, and that is 10. Remember, make sure not to forget to add or add this number twice. I don't need to add that 4. I've already done that. So 2 times 5 is 10. So I put down my 0, carry my 1. And then 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 would be 9. Remember, if you did partial product, 2 of your boxes should add up to be 900, and then 2 of your boxes should add up to be 360. Now I'm going to add those together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 0 is 6. And then 9 plus 3 would be 12. So my final answer for number 1 would be 1,260 lightsabers. Awesome. Now let's move on to number 2. Luke Skywalker was trained by Obi-Wan. He trained with Obi-Wan for 3 years. He trained with Yoda for 2 years and 5 months. So now we're trying to figure out, well, how many total months did Luke train to be a Jedi? Okay. Well, we know that there are 1 year equals 12 months. So there's a bunch of different strategies you could use to solve this. I can see if I combined his years that he served or trained 5 years. And so if 1 year is 12 months and I double, what would that be? I times this by 5, then I'm going to take this number and times that by 5. So he trained for 60 months. But remember, sometimes we can get excited because we're like, oh, yeah, I'm almost done. There is this 5 months over here. So then we need to add that 5 months in. So then altogether, Luke, he trained 65 months to be a Jedi. Now, number 3, in a cantina, there were 12 tables with 11 Jedis, and there were 15 tables with 6 bounty hunters at each table. And so it says, well, how many people were in the cantina? So I have to figure out, well, how many Jedis were there? How many bounty hunters were there? And then to figure out the total number, I would need to add those 2 together. So I'm going to go underneath here. 12 times 11, I'm going to kind of do the same thing. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. Cross off that 1. That makes me happy. I am done with my ones place. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. So there is 132 Jedis. And then for my 15 times 6, I'm going to break my 15 up to 10 and 5. And 10 times 6 is 60. 5 times 6 is 30. So that would be 90. And now to figure that out total, I'm going to add that together. 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 222 people in the cantina. Now today what I'm asking you to do is to take pictures. So there's a lot of different ways you could do that. Take your webcam, hold this paper up, just kind of get this piece in, and then you'll just move that picture in the box that I've provided for you, okay? Let's look number 4. We're doing some more measurement. We got Chewbacca. I can't do that. Is that how you do it? He's my favorite. I'm just going to say Chewy. All right, he is 2.5 meters tall. We know, because the problem tells us that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So I need to make this number 100 times bigger. So I'm going to show you down here, move my decimal once. That is 10 times bigger. Move it twice. That is 100 times bigger. So Chewy equals 250 centimeters. Number 5, the Rebel Alliance has 217 troopers. They want to attack Darth Vader using X-Wing starfighters. Each X-Wing can seat 8 people. How many X-Wing starfighters will be needed so that each trooper can ride? So there's some key words in there. We want to make sure there is enough seats for each person. So we're going to say, what is 8? If I took that, I can fit 8 in one of those X-Wing fighters. So if I had 217 troopers, how could I get all of them in a craft, okay? So I know I look at, can I find a group of 8 in 2? No. Could I find a group of 8 in 21? Yes. I can find 2 groups of 8 because 2 times 8 is 16. If 2 times 8 is 16, then 20 times 8 would be 160. And now I'm going to subtract. Be careful. Some of you might have said this was 157. You like to just flip-flop those numbers when it's not nice and pretty for you. But remember, if I have 1, I can't take 6 away. I have to borrow. 11, that's 5. And then 1 minus 1 is 0. I look again. Can I find an 8 in 5? No. Can I find an 8 in 7? Yes. And this is where I have to think. I'm like, okay, well, I know 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 7, what would that be? 8 times 7 is 56. Then I would have 1 person left over. And remember, we talked about this with like the field trip problems. You can't just leave that 1 Rebel Alliance fighter back. He's got to be in a craft. So we know that we'll have 27 crafts that are totally full, but we have that remainder 1. We have that leftover person. So then we need 28 X-Wing starfighters. And then our last problem today. On the Death Star, Darth Vader had 120 stormtroopers. I'm doing a fraction bar. I really want to draw a circle to make it like the Death Star, but I'm trying to be mathematically accurate here. Okay. He had 120 stormtroopers. Okay. Suddenly, Luke Skywalker showed up. He scared away 1/4. So I need to figure out, if I took 120 and I divided it by 4, I would have 30 in each. Now, here's where it could be tricky, because this problem says Luke showed up and scared away 1/4 of them. So imagine these guys run away. Then it says, well, how many stormtroopers are left? So this is my answer. Who is left? 369, 90 stormtroopers. If you just heard that was my dog. She's getting excited about the math today. So number 6, the answer was 90 stormtroopers. I hope you have a wonderful May 4th. May the 4th be with you.